If this popped up on your For You page, then we already know that your faith is a little weary, but we trust that God is going to keep his promise and his covenant. Let's go ahead and get into Bible study. So we are going to be in Luke 7 and Ezekiel 47. I want to go ahead and tell you that God's calculation, 2 plus 2 is 4. 2 times 2 is 4. But 2 times 3 is 6. And 2 plus 5 is 7. It's never going to equal up when it comes to God's plan and what he's going to do. So let me give you the topic of tonight's Bible study. It says God's plan never changed. Your faith switched up right before the miracle. God will keep his promise and covenant, but your faith must stay grounded on God. Let's go ahead and talk about Luke 7 and jump into this word. Now, in Luke 7, there are several miracles that are performed by God. One particular miracle that happened, which basically reflected in verse 2, is that there was a servant that was sick, right? He did so many things. He built up a synagogue based upon Jesus's word, and he sent his people to be able to speak on his behalf, to have God actually cover him, because it says that he was sick and about to die. So God showed up, and God actually went ahead and healed this man, right? But if it was not for the faith that if it was not for the faith that the man had and what God would do, he didn't even feel deserving of God's presence. God still healed him anyway in the midst of despair. Now I want to go to the next story. It says Jesus raises a widow's son. So it says, as he approached the town gate, a dead person was being carried out, the only son of his mother, and she was a widow, and a large crowd from the town was with her. When the Lord saw her, his heart went out to her, and he said, "Don't cry." Then he went up and touched the coffin, and those carrying it stood still. He said, "Young man, I say to you, get up." The dead man, I want to put emphasis on this. This is verse 15. The dead man sat up and began to talk, and Jesus gave him back to his mother. Y'all. So as I pretty much just read to you verse 2 through 10. So how faithful are you in the land? How many people know God because of you? How grounded are you on his promise? See, the servant, despite of his work, right? Despite of his work within the community, he never lost faith. If God right now was to count your public encounters, are your stripes deserving of healing? Even though God promises to never leave us, are you grounded in spreading the gospel? Who can borrow your faith for healing, right? So then I want to go ahead and look at Luke 11 through 16, which again emphasizes the young man that he told to get up. So even in the process, God shows up.